You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I deliver that message every day. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me. First, there are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, those guys are a little loud today, aren't they? While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Yes, of course, we do celebrate every morning on Ron Siegel Radio National Sausage Pizza Day today. Where do you get your sausage pizza? I'm going to share with you my favorite. Just so happens that it comes from Wise Guys Pizza. I don't know if you've been there. If you haven't tried that, you really should give them a try. They do a great job. They're not the $5 pizza. They're not the 20-minute pizza. But if you want a good pizza, check it out. I'm already anxiously awaiting to see what they might be doing over at Wise Guys today for Sausage Pizza Day. Just out there thinking about it already. I guess I better get back to the markets, though. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 168 points as we speak to you right now. Oil, let's step up at $50.61, just jumping that $50 a barrel mark. Down 76 cents a barrel. It's been on a bit of a tear recently. We'll see. There's going to be some more news that will bring it back down, I'm sure. AAA average rate, $2.25.5. In the state of confusion, we're paying $2.78.7, about 42 cents a gallon going towards, taxes. You got it. And the 10-year U.S. Treasury now at a whopping 1.749 is the yield. 1.749, still creeping up. But we are watching a lot of different areas. I'm seeing a lot of information coming out where there are areas of the country, or areas of the world, I guess it's better saying, areas of the world that they're seeing some economic turmoil, devaluation. British and the Europeans, it's paying off there. Devastates workers via the decline in purchasing power. The recent rise in oil due to some agreement on production cuts is lifting the ruble and Mexican peso. Thailand's bite led to one crisis in 1997. What does this sound like? The repricing of assets. And I'll quote, Thailand had acquired a burden of foreign debt that made the country effectively bankrupt even before the collapse of its currency. As the crisis spread, most of Southeast Asia and Japan saw slumping currencies, devalued stock markets, and other asset prices and precipitous rise in private debt, unquote. Led to the collapse of long-term capital. We saw that already, along with Nobel Prize winners and other very smart people. Leverage ruined them. Are you hearing anything about leverage? Think about that one. Interest rate outlook here. Emerging markets will bring another long-term capital experience. We'll see. Is there a lot of leverage in the marketplace? Yeah, we know about that one. Are some economic market under pressure? The bite is faltering due to political uncertainty. The ruble fell from 2011 through 2014, particularly when oil collapsed, and now is up due to oil price gains Yet its economic fundamentals remain unstable. China is now an IMF currency and is allowing its currency to drift lower. Think about all of these different issues that are going on, and we may be seeing that 10-year bond dropping back down. We will be following that for you. We're going to follow a lot of information we're going to talk about today. We're going to go over, I'm not going to give you my opinions yet, but we will talk about the ballot propositions. Think about this, about $400 million already being spent on ballot propositions right here in the state of confusion. That's pretty amazing numbers that we're looking at already. $400 million so that we can sway your opinion to do what somebody else wants you to do. Think about where that comes from. Very, very interesting information. If you watch the debate, did you see what's happening? Warren Buffett is coming out not too happy with the characterization, or as he puts it, the mischaracterization from Donald Trump. Think about this one, the second richest man in the world, maybe the third richest man in the world, talking about, Mr. Trump did not represent what he said properly. So let's think about these details according to Buffett. Unbelievable. He claims his adjusted gross income of $11 million. Now think about that. He's supposedly the second richest person in the world, and he's got an $11 million gross income. I wonder what write-offs he took. Said that his return included $5.4 million of deductions, but tax laws kept him from claiming most of his $2.8 million in charitable gifts. Paid $1.8 million in federal income taxes as a billionaire, and he's saying that we should raise taxes on other people. You got to love the hypocrisy of Warren Buffett. It's just amazing the hypocrite that he is. And if you read his book, and I don't say anything negative about his business prowess, his investment prowess. He's a brilliant, brilliant investor. But think about the issues from Mr. Buffett. I mean, he is. In his book, he talks about the fact that he created his insurance company, Geico, so that he could take tax advantages, and not pay taxes because of that. Yet he says you and I should pay more in taxes. How do you figure that one? How do you just balance that out with what Mr. Buffett says? It's just amazing to me when you listen to him on a regular basis. Again, great investor. Not sure that as a politician he wants to get involved in this deal, especially when you hear that there was a leak, and it's probably not coming out on the news. I'm watching all kinds of news feeds, and I've yet to see this come out on any of the news feeds that there was another leak of Donald Trump taxes, and it says that he paid like $30 million in taxes in 2013. Think about that one. But why isn't it in the news? Why aren't they covering that part of it? You got to wonder sometimes. Is it the news, or is it just another arm of the Democrat Party? You really have to wonder when you start seeing things where the facts don't come out at all. Think about that one when you're going to vote, and when you're talking about what you're hearing in the media. Are they telling you the whole story? Are you really watching who's paying for the information you're getting? That's one of the things we're going to chat about today. One of the things that I look at on every ballot proposition is who is paying the bill. And we're going to talk about how much they're paying, even within the numbers and within the context of what we're showing here today. Simply amazing. And again, $340 million so far in these ballot propositions. Now, ironically enough, you have to wonder, there's already been 450,000 votes cast, the early balloting, the early ballots and the absentee ballots. 450,000 ballots have already been cast, with 4 weeks still to go before we get into the actual date when we go to the ballot boxes. Yet we say that it's too difficult for some people to vote. Does that make any sense to you? Just sharing a little bit of thoughts right there for you. We'll get more into this. Also, The future, past, present, and future of home prices. We will chat about it. How to buy your kid a good credit score for $200. Social Security, 2 great reasons to file for benefits at age 62. We'll chat about that, see if there is any logic to that one as well. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, again, you can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
What if your family business could help clothe a less fortunate family? Or your restaurant could feed truly hungry people? What if you could help to comfort the lonely? Plant sustainable resources where nothing has ever grown before, or make a child's lifelong wish come true. What if all you had to do was simply do nothing more than what your business already does every day? Would you do it? Introducing Processing for a Cause, a unique program that turns a percentage of your business's credit card volume into ongoing donation dollars for nonprofit organizations and foundations. Simply switch your credit card processing provider to Processing for a Cause and begin supporting a worthy cause today. The process is simple, and the cause will change lives forever. Processing for a Cause.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area-trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text PAIR, P-E-A-R, to 79564. One of the real estate professionals will reach out to you. PAIR, P-E-A-R, to 79564. They'll reach out to you to get you the true information, about a 30 or 40-page report on your property. CoreLogic released their most current home price index last week. In the report, they revealed home appreciation in 3 categories: percentage appreciation over the last year, over the last month, and projected over the next 12 months. Here are some state data for each of the category, and I'm going to post the maps right there on Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. Actual year-over-year percentage of change in price. Again, this is according to CoreLogic. 6.2% for the entire country. 5.9% is the year-over-year appreciation in California. Present home appreciation over the last month, again for the United States, 1.1%. Up in California, 0.2%. The future home appreciation projected over the next 12 months. Projections. United States up 5.3%, California up 9.1%. So the bottom line, homes across the country are appreciating at different rates. If you plan on relocating to another state and are waiting for your home to appreciate more, you need to know that the home you will buy in another state may be appreciating faster than what you're seeing in your state. And again, some of the numbers, now California is one of the fastest numbers. Looking California up 9.1 projected, Nevada 9.6 is their projection, Florida 7.4. So those are some of the biggest of the projections out there. But then you have to look and say, okay, well, maybe I want to go to one of the lower tax states. Texas, they're looking at a 2.7% forecasted year-over-year appreciation. Not nearly the same as what we're looking at here in California. So just be aware, not every state is the same. If you're looking at moving, remember, have a strategy and understand and a long-term outlook. What is your 5-year plan? What is your 10-year plan? What are you looking at? Is a goal set for you? Do you understand? And if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to go do this and then I'm going to come back to the state of confusion, well, you might want to look at it and say, okay, does it make sense? Do I want to? And how am I going to do it? What is the plan? Maybe you want to, instead of selling your house here in California, maybe you want to rent it or refinance it, take some cash out of it for a down payment in another state, rent your property here. Give me a call. I'll put you in touch with great property managers in the state of California so that you're not trying to manage your property from somewhere else. Just a thought there. Going to spend some, that's the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text PAIR, PEAR, to 79564. We've got a lot of ballot measures right now. 17 of them, I believe, or 16 of them for the state of confusion. It's amazing how many we have here and just where we're heading with ballot measures. I've said right along that I believe that what the issue is our citizens have just gotten to the point of saying, you know something, I don't trust our state politicians, so we're not going to give them authority to do anything. The flip side of that is what's happening and is the politician saying, you know something, we're going to throw this on the ballot, let the voters decide. We have a good idea of what they're going to decide, and then we're going to throw boatloads of money at these propositions, and then we're going to say, okay, well, we didn't make this decision, somebody else did. So they're just, hedging their dereliction of duty, I guess, is the best way of saying this. So what I thought I would do today is spend some time looking at we've got 17 ballot propositions. I've got the breakdown of these. I'm also looking at the funding of them. Who is funding them? Where's the money coming from? Who's paying for it? How much do we have on the pro and how much do we have on the con? And just some information there. So I'm looking at, first off, we got ballot Proposition 51. Now, don't read headlines because the propositions, it's just amazing. The headline of this, public school facility bonds. So a vote yes supports the state issuing $9 billion in bonds. That means money coming out of your pocket to fund improvement and construction of school facilities for K through 12. There's a lot of areas here in Southern California where we've got ballot measures for local funding. So are we going to say, okay, we're going to put $9 billion going from the state, plus I know Mission Viejo We had Greg Raths came in and spoke about the idea that they're looking at almost $1 billion that they're going to do their own bond measure. So on top of the $9 billion for the state, they're looking at $1 billion. Or in Orange Unified, putting up a boatload of money there as well. A vote note opposes the state issuing $9 billion in new debt to fund the improvement and construction of education facilities. Now, what are we looking at in dollars? So there's $10.9 million in funding in support of the measure. Nobody is funding the opponents of it. Should we guess who's funding who, the proponents? Gavin Newsom is one of the state officials a proponent of it. We're looking at, ironically enough, there's not a whole lot of Republicans that are proponents of the measure. There's heavily Democrat, just calling it like it is. The California Retired Teachers Association, the California School Boards Association, all in favor of. The California Nurses Association, California Professional Firefighters, the League of Women Voters. So those are the proponents. Obviously, all the school districts are going to be in favor of it. We're going to look at the arguments. Supporters make the following arguments in support of the proposition. Many community colleges, high schools, and elementary schools are in need of maintenance or replacement in order to meet standards for earthquake safety. You got to love the scare tactics they use on these. Makes protecting students a top priority, like anybody's against protecting students. Opposition. California taxpayers and educators opposed to sprawl and developer abuse is leading the opposition campaign. Against it, opponents. Jerry Brown is against it. The Libertarian Party is against it. California Peace and Freedom Party. California Taxpayers Action Network. Arguments against the bond proposition proposes putting further in debt the state of California. I've never agreed with Jerry Brown on anything. I'm not sure which side I'm going to have to go on this one. You got to be careful there. Campaign finance reform. Interesting information here. Opposition, the Bakersfield, California newspaper, East Bay Times, LA Times, Mercury News, all against this measure. Got to wonder about it. There's a lot on both sides. That is Proposition 51. Proposition 52, voter approval of changes to the hospital fee program. Another one, $13 million going to push this measure. No money going out against it as of yet. Interesting right there in and of itself. So we'll continue looking at what this one is all about. Proposition 52. This one, a vote yes supports requiring voter approval to change the dedicated use of certain fees. So again, we're saying that the state is not competent, our state elected officials not competent enough to do these things, and no vote opposes this initiative, allowing the legislature to extend or eliminate the hospital fee. You got to be careful of that one. Every time you give money to politicians, we know that we are in trouble right there. The overview of it, California's Medi-Cal hospital fee programs helps pay for health care services provided to low-income patients. We're always looking for that. In California, this program is called Medi-Cal. State ballot measure campaigns, ballot summary, long-form ballot summary. Yeah, you got to be careful of these things. Just go and so let's look at I'm going to scroll down here. Supporters, officials, it looks like, again, a lot of support from the elected people. They're trying to give up their duties or make somebody else take responsibility. The parties, California Democrat Party and the California Republican Party, both in support of this. You don't get them supporting anything together, so that makes it something you want to really look at. If they're supporting something altogether, you have to really wonder. No on 52 is a leading campaign in opposition. The Service Employees International Union was funding the opposition. Californians for Hospital Accountability and Quality Care. Libertarian Party is in opposition of this measure. You got to wonder, not a whole lot of significant opposition there on this one. That is Proposition 52. Go and Proposition 53. Let's look at this one. $4.5 million in proponents, 5.6 million opposing it. So pretty balanced right there. A yes vote will be in favor of requiring voter approval before the state could issue more than $2 billion in public infrastructure bonds. Again, saying that the state can't figure out how to spend our money. A no vote will be a vote against voter approval. Supporters of Prop 53 referred as no blank checks initiative, giving California legislature a blank check. You got to drink a lot to do something like that. California sells two types of bonds: general obligation bonds, which are repaid for using revenue in the general fund. Revenue in the fund comes mostly from state taxes. California Constitution requires voter approval before the state can issue these bonds. Second type of bond are revenue bonds. Those are bonds that get paid for by the revenue of whatever they've decided to do. This being a revenue bond, so that would mean more toll roads, it sounds like to me. So we're going to look at that part of it. Who is the proponents, or who are the proponents? Yes on Prop 52 is the leading campaign. The initiative was developed by Dean and Joan Cortopassi. Supporters, U.S. Representative Andrea Systrand. The California Republican Party is in favor of it. The Libertarian Party is in favor of it. Lots of organizations are in favor. Opposition, let's go see who the opposition is. Jerry Brown is against it. The Democrat Party is against it. Peace and Freedom is against it. Los Angeles County Democrat Party against it. So you're looking at who the proponents are, who the opponents are. The unions, the California Labor Federation, they want more spending. California Service International Union, the SEIU, whenever they're for something, that means it's something that's going to be bringing more spending out. So it just depends on which side of spending you want to be on. So that's where they are standing on that one as well. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, how to buy your kid a good credit score for $200, Social Security, 2 great reasons to file for benefits at age 62. You can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay will be available, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Do you own real estate or have assets over $150,000? Do you know one of your heirs will be the probate courts and the IRS? If you don't have a living trust, you will go through probate. Call Heritage Financial Services toll free at 1-855-434-7400 for a free review. Check us out on Facebook, Heritage Financial Service in Lake Forest, California. That's 1-855-434-7400. Again, 1-855-434-7400.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. How to buy your kid a good credit score for $200. Need that Jeopardy music to play behind that one, don't we? Well, here's the issue is we understand that we really want to have a great credit score. We know the need for the great credit score. You got to develop it. It takes time. And it's a very, very simple issue of getting that great credit score started for your child. Very simple. Go and get them 1, 2, maybe 3 secured credit cards. They don't need to have a lot of balance on them. But if you get them the right secured credit cards, you need the secured credit cards that are posting or updating information to the 3 main credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You put a small balance on there. You put $200 on the card. Let your child, your young person, go and spend money on there. Make sure they pay it at the end of every month, right before the statement closing date. Don't worry about the due date, but pay that balance off right before the statement closing date. And in about 5-6 months, you're going to see that they're going to start developing credit. It will be good credit. And they'll be able to then use their credit down the road when the time is right for buying a new house. I would suggest saving money to pay cash for a car. There's some great resources for buying nice cars at a deep, deep discount, and they don't need to have high miles. Put you in touch with Jim Kane. He does it all the time for listeners of Ron Siegel Radio. And he goes over to the auction. You tell him what you want. He goes over there, finds it for you. And you can get a great deal on a car. And it's not a lot of overhead. So think about that one. Again, just another strategy for that. Now remember, if they go and spend the money on the card and they don't pay it in a timely manner, well, then you're going to have some problems with it. If they're leaving their balance too high, if they're going over, if the balance at the statement closing date is over 30% of whatever the limit is, that's the utilization, you're going to see some detrimental information going to the credit bureaus saying that there's high usage of credit. Even though it can be a very small total, they still look at that same thing. That's why I want you to make sure that it's paid off right before the statement closing date. That way, when they do report to the bureaus, the card balance is at its absolute smallest possible amount. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, again, brought to you by Credit Sanitizer. We're going to continue our conversation looking at the ballot measures. We've covered a few of them. We're not going to get all of them, it doesn't look like today. But we're going to continue our discussion on the ballot measures so that we give you an idea of what you're looking at, what you might want to be considering. So we're up to Proposition 54. This is a massive one. $52 million in proponents against $3,000. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. We got ahead of myself. 54 is $10.5 million pro and next to nothing against it. What is Proposition 54? So a yes vote will be in favor of prohibiting the legislature from passing any bill until it has been in print for 72 hours. That's a biggie. You want to make sure that you get an opportunity. How many bills have we seen recently? I mean, the Unaffordable Care Act was a perfect one, and that doesn't affect by California propositions. But the Unaffordable Care Act, they actually did have an issue where 72 hours they have to post the bill for anybody to read it, including those voting on these measures. A no vote will be a vote against prohibiting the legislature from passing such bills. Let's see where the funding is coming from. Support the campaign in support of Prop 54 is being led by, yes, on 54, Charles Munger Jr., officials in favor of it, Kristen Olson, Mayor Kevin Faulconer right in San Diego, Scott Mann, Mayor Bridget Moore, former officials, Lieutenant Governor Abel Maldonado. California Republican Party is for it. The Libertarian Party is for it. Amazing. I bet we can guess who's against it. Those who are in power don't like the idea. They want to be able to change the measures in the dark of night when nobody is watching. Opposition to the ballot. So let's see who we can find here is opposing this measure. Being that we saw the proponents, my guess is we're going to see a lot, either they're going to be a lot of them against it, or they're just going to sit there quietly and not have anything to say. It's going to be very, very interesting. So we're not seeing a whole lot of negative on here, but we will continue to watch this one as well. So that is Proposition 54. Proposition 55. So we're looking at taxes here. Extension of Prop 30 income tax. A yes vote supports extending personal income tax increases, and a no vote is against extending income taxes. Have we seen the state doing real well with the money that we've been giving them? Now, once again, we look at this one. This is the one that I was starting to tell you about before, that there's $52 million in favor of extending of income taxes. $52 million on the proponent side of this one. So you have to just wonder. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that want to continue taxing us unmercifully. So let's go to the other side of the coin on this one. Let's see where the numbers are shaking out on this one. It can get you sick a little bit when you're watching some of these propositions and what they're doing with them. Take a little second here for this to come up. A yes vote supports extending the personal income tax increases. I just shared that with you. No vote, we don't care about the income. We don't want to continue taxing people. Supporters, obviously, all of the Democrat legislature. Gavin Newsom is in favor of this one. Former officials, the public instruction, superintendent of public instruction, Democrat party's in favor, Peace and Freedom Party in favor, Los Angeles County Democrat Party is in favor of this. Amazing. Let's see so this is the one that's going to tax small business. Opponents, Senator John Morlock, California Republican Party, Libertarian Party, California Chamber of Commerce, Howard Jarvis Taxpayer Association, all against this. National Federation of Independent Business is against this. So we know where people are lined up on this one. Prop 56 is the next one up. Increase the cigarette tax. And I always love the ones where they're taxing cigarettes. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that the government is so corrupt on cigarette taxes. And I'm not in favor of smoking. But here's the issue. The government is so corrupt when it comes to cigarette taxes. If they're legal, why are you taxing them like crazy? If they're not legal, leave them alone. So a yes vote favors increasing the cigarette tax. A no vote opposes the cigarette tax. We've got $23 million going towards it, $66 million against it. Boy, oh boy. Overview. California has a tobacco excise tax of 87 cents per pack of cigarettes. The mean or average state tobacco tax is $165. Well, of course, California needs to be in the highest level of taxing. We don't think we're doing our job if we're not in the highest levels of taxes. Let's see if we can find out who the proponents are on this one. We'll scroll down here. So the supporters of it, the Democrat Party, again taxing, the Los Angeles County Democrat Party of San Fernando Valley, the Santa Monica Democrat Club, Harvey Milk LGBT Democrat Club. So those are all the people that are in favor of this one. The opponents, Mayor Robert Pacheco in Walnut, California Republican Party, Libertarian Party, Peace and Freedom Party, the Taxpayers Association, the Jarvis Association, all on the no on 56 side. So once again, if it's taxing, the Democrats and Democrat supporters are there. If it's against a tax grab, you're going to see the Republican side is against taxing. Just your choice right there. And again, we're looking at $23 million on the pro side, $66 million against it. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we'll continue the prop discussion. Social Security, 2 great reasons to file for benefits at age 62. Remember, you can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Isn't it time you found out the truth about FHA-insured home equity conversion? No, it's not your grandfather's reverse mortgage. This just may be the finest financial planning strategy available for all homeowners of retirement age. Helping protect what you've earned is the job of your board of directors with continued education. Major research has shown that using a HECM will significantly enhance the success rate of a retiree's portfolio and legacy. Please allow us to educate. For your complimentary consultation, call Jay Kaplan at 949-300-3855. That's 949-300-3855.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL Lending Team.com or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering that every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Word on Wealth segment today being brought to you by Heritage Financial Services. When you are ready, if you've bought a house, think about this one. If you own a house and something happens to you, guess who becomes one of your heirs? Yep, the state of California. Do you really want that? Heritage Financial has a solution for you to take care of that. And if you go to the Ron Siegel Radio gift bag, so all you have to do there is text RSR gift bag to 79564. RSR, Ron Siegel Radio, RSR gift bag to 79564. There's a $300 off coupon to get a trust done, one of the best trusts I've ever seen from Heritage Financial Services. Go in there and just get your coupon for that. There's a bunch of other coupons, and they're about $1,000 worth of freebies for you. Just go in there and check it out. Social Security, a couple great reasons to file for benefits at age 62. There are a lot of reasons that you need to study this. And I think it's on Friday or maybe next week we're going to have somebody coming in and talking about this extensively. If you're eligible based on your work record, you can file for Social Security benefits anytime between the ages of 62 and 70, although that's a pretty wide time frame. The majority of retirees choose to file on the earlier end of it. In fact, 62 is the most common age to file for benefits. Couple reasons you might want to do that as well. You retired earlier than you planned and you need the income. That's a pretty simple one. Even if you plan on working until 65 or older, that's not always how it works out. According to an Employee Benefit Research Institute survey, 33% of workers expect to retire after age 65, but just 16% actually do. Conversely, only 9% of the workers say they plan to retire before 60, but a surprising 35% end up retiring that early. In fact, almost half of retirees surveyed said they stopped working earlier than planned. The most common actual retirement age in the survey, age 62. Because it's all the same anyway is the other reason. It's a well-known fact that the longer you wait to claim Social Security, the higher your monthly checks will be. In fact, your monthly Social Security retirement benefit can be permanently increased by 76% if you wait until age 70 instead of claiming it 62. Many people think this means you'll get more money out of the program if you wait. However, it's important to realize that the reason Social Security pays more if you delay claiming and if you claim early is so theoretically you'll receive the same amount of lifetime benefits adjusted for inflation, regardless of when you choose to start. So you'll get more money each month by waiting until age 70, but you'll also collect benefits for 8 fewer years. The point is that you could really use the money early. Don't delay Social Security just because you think you'll get more money. One bad reason to file for benefits at 62. So far I've discussed 2 good reasons you might want to claim Social Security benefits as early as possible. However, one reason some people give for filing at 62 makes my blood boil, basically. It has many variations, but the can be summed up as Social Security is going broke. So I may as well get some money from it while I can. Nothing could be further than the truth. In fact, Social Security has nearly $3 trillion in reserves at the end of 2015. Not only that, but Social Security operated at $23 billion surplus in 2015 and is expected to continue to bring in more than it pays through 2019. And just from a political standpoint, do you think the politicians are going to really let Social Security go bankrupt? I mean, that's like political suicide for them. And if there's one thing we know about politicians, there's only one thing that they really, really care about, and that is themselves. That's why they continue to do the things that they do, basically looking out for number one. Back to our, actually I should go, that's the Word on Wealth segment again, brought to you by Heritage Financial Services. Get that coupon, $300 off on a family trust. Just think about that, $300 off on the family trust. Text RSR gift bag to 79564. Continuing our discussion of the propositions, Prop 57, that is the next one. This is going into the propositions that deal with felons. California Proposition 57, a yes vote supports increasing parole and good behavior opportunities for felons convicted of nonviolent crimes and allowing judges, not prosecutors, to decide whether to try certain juveniles as adults in court. A no vote opposes increasing parole and good behavior for felons. So think about that. Governor Jerry Brown backed the effort to get this measure on the ballot and is supporting the campaign in favor of this one, Prop 57. We've got $8.31 million in pro funding, $277,000 in opponent funding. I know that the law enforcement people I have spoken with are not in favor of this one, but let's see where the supporters. Obviously, we just Jerry Brown, Gavin Newsom, Los Angeles Police Chief Beck. I wonder if maybe he's got his own issues there. Former officials, U.S. Speaker Newt Gingrich is a proponent and support of this. Superior Court Judge George Eskin. The Democrat Party is in favor. The Libertarian Party is in favor. California Peace and Freedom Party in favor. State Law Enforcement Association is in favor of this one. California Federation of Teachers, SEIU, is in favor of it. Tom Steyer is in favor of it. I won't even say that. Opposition, stop early release of violent criminals. So opponents of this, Loretta Sanchez breaking ranks with the governor here. Kevin Faulconer of San Diego, the mayor there, is opponent of it. California Republican Party against it. The Association of Los Angeles Deputy Sheriffs is against it. Orange County Deputy District Attorney against it. Looks like a lot of the law enforcement groups are against this measure. The district attorneys appear to be against this measure. So there's where you're seeing these numbers. Those against it, Prop 57 will allow criminals convicted of rape, lewd acts against a child, gang, gun crimes, and human trafficking to be released early from prison. It doesn't sound like too exciting to me. That is Proposition 57. Let's move right along. Bilingual education in public schools. Don't we already have bilingual education in public schools? So a vote of yes is a vote in favor of repealing most of the 1998 proposition for English in public schools. A no vote is a vote against repealing that, obviously. Let's go down and see whose fiscal impact. Looks like there's no notable dollars and cents to this one. Supporters, Governor Brown supporting it, Gavin Newsom supporting it. Let's see, Democrat Party, Peace and Freedom Party are in favor of it. California Federation of Teachers, Professional California Teachers Association, SEIU, in favor of this one. This is Proposition 58, and I'm not giving you my opinions on any of these, just trying to share some information with you. Opposition, California Republican Party, Libertarian Party. Opponents make the following arguments. The proposition would repeal the requirement that California children, they need to be taught English. It seems to make sense. Okay, we want people, multiple languages are good, but Let's see who else is in opposition. There were no PACs registered against this one. Maybe that's why there's not a lot of money there. So that is the English, non-English languages, California Proposition 58. I don't know how it could have no fiscal impact if you're having to teach multiple languages. Proposition 59. This is an interesting one as well. $114,000 going proponents, nothing against it. So what a yes vote supports the measure encouraging the state's elected officials to use their authority to overturn Citizens United. So basically this is just a waste of money. It's basically a proposition saying this is what Californians believe, or some people with lots of money believe, and it doesn't really have any impact on anybody anywhere. California Democrat Party is for it. The Peace and Freedom Party is for it. Robert Reich, former U.S. Secretary of Labor, Tom Steyer, these are all people that are for it. Opponents, looks like there's a lot of representatives that are against it. So that's basis information. Again, we've got no money against it, so we can't say a whole heck of a lot right there. Proposition 60. You gotta love this one. And there's a bunch of money. The requirement to use where the state has to get involved. A yes vote would be a vote in favor of requiring the use of condoms and other protective measures during the filming of pornographic films. A no vote is against the use of condoms and other safety measures. Like the state really has to get involved in this kind of stuff. Supporters, the California Peace and Freedom Party, the Santa Monica Democrat Party, AIDS Healthcare Foundation, California State Association of Occupational Health Nurses are the ones that are proponents. Opponents of it, Senator Mark Leno, San Francisco Supervisor Scott Wiener, the Democrat Party's against it, Republican Party's against it, Libertarian Party's against it. Again, how do you have everybody against it? All these different parties against it. Simply amazing that they've gotten together on something. Be sure to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Steve, who's engineering us today, and of course a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.